And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, July the 16th, 2022. It is Season 16, Episode 23. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome into the show, everybody. Episode 690. 10 away from hitting 700 episodes. As we count them up, I was going to say down, get closer and closer. Do we care after 1,000?
Not really.
I was going to say, do we continue? Once we hit 1,000, we just like, it's done.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah.
No need to count anymore. I suppose until you get to the point where it's 2,000. Yeah. But at that point, you have to understand if we're doing one show a week.
Yeah.
That is at most 52 a year.
Right. At most, because we do take weeks off.
Yeah.
Those things
at
happen.
Most, it's 52 a year, which means it takes 2 years to cover 100 shows. Mm-hmm. And if we're going for 2,000, that's a lot of math. I'm not ready to work on right now in my head. So we'll just call it. We'll call it done at 1,000. Yeah, not even worry about it. We'll let somebody else count them.
Yeah,
and they can remind us later on. We're like way old. Hey, you're at show 199.99. Okay. Gosh, welcome into the show, everybody.
We got to dress up for that, Joe.
For what, the 1,000th? And depends.
Yeah, it depends on how we feel.
If it's in this weather, no. If it's like this, now if it drops, if we're doing this in the bitter cold, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Depends on what we feel like.
Yeah, just like every show, it depends on how we feel.
Yeah, depends on who's here with us. I mean, just me and you, sure, why not? Mm-hmm. Why not? The two of us. Just dress up and do it. We already have a phone call. We haven't even started the show. I haven't even given out all the information. We have a phone call. Hi, you're on In-Game Chat. Who's this?
It's me. It's Chris.
Boy, you got in quick, buddy. You got that thing done. Hey, before you start talking, hang on. Let me do this real quick. There we go. All right, Chris, what is up, buddy?
Have you and RJ heard of that one of the new games that's coming out beginning of September called Made in Abyss?
Sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, based off the anime, probably. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know about how bad the anime is, don't you, RJ?
Oh, must be okay. I must be not familiar with the anime, but I
don't know about terms of bad, as in bad quality, but there's some very horrific things that happens in that show.
Well, I had seen the preview of the game and thought, this looks pretty cool, and then I saw the comments on social media here and there and on YouTube comments, and I'm like, why is everybody saying that this is a bad, this is... And then I saw, basically as a video in Japanese with subtitles that said 12 WTF moments of the series, and Lord have mercy. I didn't know it was that bad. It looks cutesy and everything, but it's not for kids at all.
Yeah, that's how they get you. There's some very bad things happening to good folks in that show. I'll put it that way. The type that'll stick with you for a minute after watching.
Futile has posted a link to the show, or at least the wiki page to tell me more about it. Yeah, Made in Abyss. The cover art looks enjoyable.
It looks like it's cutesy and all, for kids and everything. But yeah, it has a cute polish to it. But like RJ says, and of course I didn't know until recently, until I did a little research into it. But yeah, it's a lot of mature stuff and bad things that happen. And I think one of the characters she got, her hand got stabbed in the palm of her hand by something, or I think it got infected with poison, and she's bleeding out of every orifice from her face.
Okay.
Too much. Too much.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the area around her arm, they had one of the other characters has had a tourniquet tied off where he's trying to help save her arm and everything, and on the other side of the tourniquet, on the bad side, as he would say, her arm is swelled up about 5 or 6 times its normal size.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of body horror going on in this series, but it's bad. I think I want to say like Akira, if anyone's familiar with Akira.
Yeah, and some of the grotesque mutilation things that happened in Akira when Kaneda's body went out of control, when he grew out of control and everything,
Yeah.
Some aspects of stuff like that in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I didn't know they were making a game. I didn't know they were making a game.
An action role-playing game developed by Chime Corporation and published by Spike Chunsoft will be released in September of this year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also coming out on Switch, and it's mature rated. I'm thinking.
Well,
I don't hold anything. I'm not surprised by that anymore because
Nintendo is taking the
first off, they own Bayonetta now. So.
Yeah, I mean, because Nintendo is taking the approach that Sony took when they first started. The risque or mature games. Nintendo had a reputation of trying to avoid that as much as possible. Now that they see that Sony took their censorship policy out of hand, and that left an opening, and Nintendo took it. Now people are looking at the Switch for content of that nature.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I'm wondering if this might be a collector's item down the road, especially for a Switch game that parents and other kids, say, "Oh, this looks cutesy and everything. This looks pretty good. This doesn't look all that bad." And then they start finding out the other way, later on, like this is not really for kids, and it may become like a collector's item and like one of those things like that it's a lot of value based on what it's in it.
I would say, Chris, if it was like 10 to 15 years ago, I would say it was true. But nowadays, the way anime is so mainstream now, I don't see that as happening as much, because it only takes one Google search for Made in Abyss to understand how bad this show can get.
Yeah, I think it used to be. I think that used to be a tough thing. It's an insanely tough thing to figure out, because I remember going to the video store and going to the anime section and this was after I'd gotten exposed to anime through the Sci-Fi Channel.
Right. Yeah.
Way back when they did their
Festival Anime.
Their Festival Anime.
Yeah, it's like Project Echo. Castle of Cagliostro,
Well,
thing.
that's where the first one I saw was Robot Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then was Vampire Hunter D.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That was also in that list. They didn't show Akira. I think I had either seen Akira prior to that or found it around that same time.
About Fist of the North Star. Did they show you that one?
That wasn't on there as well. There was another one called, Talisman, I think.
Talisman?
I want to say it was called Talisman. I think it was. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember those.
Do you remember what it was about?
No.
I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about that came around that same time.
I mean, we got the Google. So, I mean, let's see. Sci-Fi Channel anime.
I think I know what it's called, but it's off the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it, but I know which one I think you're talking about.
Yeah. But like I was saying, it's pretty mainstream now, so it's pretty hard to miss something like that.
What was that series called? It was like one long movie, wasn't it? It was just like a single movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. If I'm thinking of let's see what they had here. Sci-Fi Channel was launched.
I think it was Talisman or something like that, or I've got it on Laserdisc and the Japanese version. I know which one you're talking about.
See, they're telling me about Saturday morning. It's not the one I'm looking for. It's not Saturday morning anime that I'm looking for. It was their little primetime sci-fi thing that they did that had some anime in there as well. But I can't. Anime shown on Sci-Fi. Here we go. That doesn't see. They're still throwing out the Saturday anime block. I didn't want that. This was a week long. You had a week long of shows. And I say shows. It wasn't really shows. It was more of...
Was it Lensman?
Lensman. That's what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was. Lensman.
Thank you, RJ. You hit the nail on the head.
What did you find? Did you just look something up? What did you find?
I just looked up Sci-Fi Channel Anime 90s.
Oh.
And it popped up a list. So there was a bunch that they had on here. But yeah.
Well, yeah, because they did a whole Saturday morning block, but there was a prime time thing that they did, which was, I don't know, had a bunch of different things. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but that was a thing though. Cute. That was one of the things they did. It was cutesy on the front.
But that was my whole point in that whole derail. There was that I would go to the video store, look up anime, but I had no reference other than the box, the back or the front to say what is this about. You know, what is going to be in this. Whereas today you can just go online, type this in. You might get a clip or two on YouTube, that sort of thing. You can kind of get an idea of what you're getting into, just like with what he said about whatever the show
Made in
Abyss, where you the front looks fine and then you can Google it. I mean, the parents can whip out their phone right there, type it in, and find what they want, and there you go. You know, so it's a lot easier today than it was then.
Yeah.
But by the way, then I think Made in Abyss started in 2012 is what I was reading. So even then, you still had access to quickly look this up. What I'm talking about goes back early 2000s, late 90s, maybe even mid 90s.
Well, shoot, the Vampire Hunter D and all these old classics were made in the mid 80s, 83, 84 period from Japan, about when it released and over there in that era.
Yeah.
So
they're
yeah.
Appleseed, I think it was Appleseed.
Appleseed
was another one I had. Yeah, I've got a few old DVDs of some anime that was really like, I don't know how many copies of Akira I've had because they've done special editions and steel books and things like that.
Yeah, that's one of those signature anime titles that generationally has gone.
It's not expansive of what I have. It's only, it's like Akira. Oh, well, there's some Grave of the Fireflies, which is my favorite. Sad. It's such a great. Anybody listening,
prepare to cry.
Who knows me and knows the I make movie suggestions from time to time. Fine, Akira, that's classic, whatever. Grave of the Fireflies. If you really want something where you can watch basically a cartoon that is going to have an immense amount of meaning, an immense amount of emotion, that doesn't have lasers and I mean, this is a story, and it is a good, well-told story. Grave of the Fireflies, one of my favorites. But anyway, Chris.
Speaking of that one, I've got out a collector's edition of that on Laserdisc. Came with a big box set. I think it came with a shirt and everything, too.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I have to send you some pictures of that one since you're a fan of that series.
Chris telling me that he's got a laser disc of a show is not something that is going to shock me. But yeah. Before we let you go, have you played anything?
Well, I've been playing the new, it's not new, it's I got on sale on PlayStation, the Metro Exodus, I think, is the one with the train where you're on the steam engine.
Okay, yeah. I know. Yeah, you were telling us about that. Yeah, exactly.
Did you got the bundle, the $15 bundle?
No, I had the other two in another bundle. I just got it and started playing it and been playing it for the last week or so. I think it was probably last weekend and been just getting into that.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, before I let you go, just a quick, if you are ever able, like next week or just any week from there, if you're ever able to reach out to us on Discord, because this phone's being weird, man. And so, but Discord, we don't have a problem. So like next week when you want to chat, just jump into the Discord if it's easier for you. If it's not, if the phone works for you, that's fine. But you'll come in through Discord so much better than through whatever this phone's doing. So
yeah, it must be something with the main base going on.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, you've got that whole you're in a tin can type thing. So
all right, see ya.
All right, dude, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say you shouldn't call if you want to try, and it may be different phones. We don't know, but feel free, hit us up 272-9228 if you would like to do that. RJ, we got about 10 minutes before we hit the break here. What have you been playing?
Other than Elden Ring, I've been playing a little bit of Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. I was trying to get back into that.
Yeah. We should have Evo coming up pretty soon, right?
Evo should be coming up soon, yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
Some streaming. streaming available. Start
I
watching
know.
that. That's what you.
I'm looking forward to Evo.
Yeah.
I wish they had Smash, though. I really like Smash. And I wish Multiversus was out because that looks smashy. Mm-hmm. The beta starts this week or I think next week. Mm-hmm. The beta for Multiversus starts next week. Yeah. But the gameplay they showed some Iron Giant gameplay. Another movie that I would recommend if you want to be moved and sad. They showed some gameplay of that, and I mean, it's Warner Brothers. It's
version of
Warner Smash Brothers. Yeah. You know, Smash Warner Brothers, whatever you want to call it. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
If they don't care and will throw it into the tournament play, and Nintendo doesn't have to have that stranglehold over their property that they do, which I don't disagree with the way they handle it, but well, no, I don't disagree with the way that they own it. I guess I disagree with the way that they've handled it. Mm-hmm. Let the kids play, man. Yeah. Just let them play. Stop. But whatever. If you won't, somebody's going to make something that will fill that void.
Fans have proven that time and time again.
Of course. And for Warner Brothers to, first off, take them this long to realize, God, we're sitting on a gold mine of IP. Let's put it all together. You know, that's only really come about here in the last couple of years of taking all of your properties and putting them in the same room.
Yep.
So yeah. And that means their roster could be gigantic. Their roster could be huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, they already throw in Game of Thrones, but they could throw in Matrix, Agent Smith, Neo, Trinity. They could throw in all that stuff. Warner Brothers got some stuff. I wish they would really dig into their catalog and throw in like Clark Gable or something like that.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean? Like go way back and pull out these characters.
But at this point, the age demographic that they're targeting, who would remember him?
I don't care.
I know you don't, but the company would.
What was Gone with the Wind? Was that a Warner Brothers?
Speaking of Evo earlier, it's going to be August 5th through the 7th in Vegas.
August 5th and what?
August 5th through August 7th.
Okay.
You know, first day of pools, and then you get the finals whittled down on the last day. Finals are what it be for last day. And the roster is still going to be Street Fighter V, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Melty Blood, your favorite, King of Fighters 15, Tekken 7, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Granblue Fantasy Versus, and Skullgirls Second Encore. And you know you're going to have some side tournaments here and there, but it hasn't been posted on the main site.
Yeah,
you know.
I can't tell who was the movie studio behind that, but it's one of those situations where it's like if they could go back into their history there and really, really, you know, pull some of that. They won't. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Trying to see what does it say. I can't. Man, I can't. No, that's MGM. God, I forgot about them. That's MGM. Anyway, what were we talking about? Your games. You're getting ready for. You were playing Virtual Fighter.
Virtual Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Had a good time with that.
And anything else? Just Elden Ring and Virtual Fighter? Yeah. Well, that's good because we got about 7 minutes left, and I can tell you all I played is Destiny 2, and that's it. Destiny 2, and a game called Not Words, which I'm getting better and better at. The more I play it, the better I get at it. Not Words. I'm playing the free version. They've got a paid version on Steam.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. The free version, huh?
What was it, $20?
It might have been, which I think is too much.
Yeah.
The free version that I have on my phone and on my iPad and that sort of thing, it gives you 2 puzzles a day, every single day. Now, if you miss a day and don't do that, then you don't get to go back and play that when you play the next day's puzzle.
$12. Sorry.
$12.
$12.
Yeah, drop it at $5, man. You can drop it at $5. Then again, I don't know what offers. I don't know what's offered on the PC version as compared to what's offered on this mobile version. Yeah. It's a really cool little word type game. I enjoy it, but it's that's what it is. Just a little word type game. Did I play? I didn't fire anything else. I didn't do anything.
Did you pick up anything? Because I know I picked up the. I haven't played it yet, but I picked up the DLC for Cuphead.
Mm-hmm.
I got the I think it was $7. Picked that up to add on to it, but that's another one of those titles that I haven't finished off yet. There's still some parts of the original that I haven't finished yet, so
yeah,
may as well throw it all together and get to work on that eventually.
I got a code for Cartel Tycoon from the publisher, but I already had Cartel Tycoon.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played it yet. If they let me, see, I don't think they will, because they sent me an email saying like, you can't stream it, you can't do anything of this until such and such date, and I don't remember what the date was.
Mm-hmm.
I have it right here in front of me, and I can tell you what it said. Steam key enclosed. Thank you for your interest. Below you'll find your key embargo information. Please don't hesitate to reach out for this. Please refrain from posting any gameplay videos or scored reviews before Monday, July 25th. So, yeah, I think it's coming out of early access, which is the whole point of that, is that it's being released out of early access. But I apparently had it from when it was in early access, which again I probably got from, because it's what, Tiny Build, our good friends at Tiny Build. Let's see, I already did that. I played Destiny. I am at a point in Destiny where I'm just, Solstice starts next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I don't know, it's more stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like they have each season seems to come with an event mostly.
Yeah.
But so this season it is the Solstice. Next season will be the Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Festival of the Lost. The season after that will be the Christmas thing.
So basically, holiday thing is just a different name.
Yeah, just something in each of them. They really, it's voluntary if you want to do it. It's not something that is really required. But I'll look at it and see if it's something that's really cool that I want to go through. Knowing me, I probably will go through with it.
Mm-hmm. Any items in there that piques your interest?
Oh well, yeah, because this is I think they all do it now. I think they all implement it now. But you get glowy outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, no, it's like, they have light in them, and it's nice. So maybe, I don't know, I'll do that. I never see my character except for when I'm looking at my character screen. That's it. But when I play, I don't see him, her. But yeah. So I don't know. I did get. Steam finally was like, hey, it's your turn to order a Steam Deck, because I put down my pre-order ever how long ago.
Yeah.
$5 for a pre-order, but I got that notification. I think it was on Friday. So yeah, I have till tomorrow at like 11:30 in the morning to decide and to go through with the purchase. And I am heavily leaning against it. I really am. And I don't think it's a bad device. I think it could be better.
Yeah.
But I could say that about a lot of things. That I don't think it's bad. It could be better, but I don't. It's there, and I love what it offers. I really love having a portable PC. I like that. I like that concept. I think it's good. I think it'll be great when it gets there. I just don't feel like it's there yet.
Do you think you're not going to get as much use out of it?
Well, see, that's the other thing, is the fact that I have a Switch, the fact that I have a portable console, and I don't do anything with it, makes me wonder if having a portable PC would end up being the same thing, that I don't do anything.
Especially considering you have a very good PC at home now.
I do. The other part of that, though, is that I have a ton more games on my PC than I do my Switch. So I'm sure there is something there that could bide the time when I have time to play it. The other thing is that I don't travel too much to worry about carrying something like that with me. I could bring it to work, yes. Do I find myself having... If this thing had released during the pandemic, my God, we wouldn't have this discussion because I'd already own it. Because, yeah, that was good to have here at work when I would bring the Switch in to just kind of kill the day.
Yeah.
But now I don't have time to say. I have a little bit of time to work on a word puzzle.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I still can't do that, by the way. Gaming on my smartphone.
Really?
I really just don't.
I mean, it's not.
have a knack for
It's
it.
not. I mean, it's a word puzzle game, man. It's not.
I know. It's just. I'd rather be on.
It's just a word thing.
Yeah, but I know. But I'd rather be on my PlayStation or PC, and I don't even use the PC much.
Yeah.
I'd sooner use my PC than I would my phone for gaming.
I gotta not look at that because I'll start playing it. Sucker for those things.
So you said your Switch. You don't have many games on it. You yourself.
I mean, yeah, I would. There's some, but I mean, compared to my PC, my God, that's woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got the backlog.
I got
Same as me.
Well, God, we're talking 4 digits compared to maybe double digits on my Switch, maybe, and that is like just breaking that barrier. So maybe 11.
Yeah.
Compared to 1,100. I actually don't know how many Steam games I have, but it's up there. It's 3 digits, easy.
Yeah.
And it's high 3 digits, if that. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Matt brought it in. I really liked it, but I was still on the fence then. And now that I've gotten my chance to look at it, I went through the purchase process. Like, you click here to purchase. I do that. It takes you to the page. I'm looking at it. It's nice and fancy little video. They're showing off the thing. And I went to some forums and was reading up on it. And I've asked a few people about it. One of our guys in the clan has one. I was asking him a few questions. And not that it was going to sway me one way or the other, but just seeing how far I could get. And since I didn't pull that trigger, then that's obviously says something that I guess I don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't see myself playing it that much. And also don't, as far as I know, you can't play Destiny on it.
Yeah, that was an issue, wasn't it? Some games ain't going to work on it.
Yeah, some of them don't because of their little, their anti-cheating thing that they've got. So some don't. But, and I get you can dock it and put it into the, dock it so it'll show up on your TV screen or something like that. I know you can stream games to it from your PC to the thing, and I'm just like, okay, but still, I don't think I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm there for it. Love it though. I really love the idea, and I think that future versions, if they get there, will improve upon what they have. So I think I'll just sit out and wait for the V2. Now, having said that, I am able to purchase one now, and it is the 500 gig version. If there's anybody who was wanting to do that, we can go through the purchase process and then get it shipped to you. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's interested and or maybe has a pre-order in, but they want to get it first, or they want to get it earlier than what they've got, hit me up before tomorrow at 11:30, and we'll work something out. So let's see. Evan0411. I'm thinking you find a better use for the money for a Steam Deck if you have the Switch already. Everything I hear about the Steam Deck, says AC Wraith, makes me think it's great, but I'm either at my computer or... Did I screw up the chat room there? Let's see. Excuse me. Yeah, I did. I'm either at my computer or in an active travel process. Maybe I'd feel different living in a city with public transport. I think you would. One of the things that I noticed when I was in Seattle was a lot of people are on foot. A lot of people are traveling from where they're going to where they're, going. Long distance, I say long distance travel, but they're taking public transportation. The subway system and everything else that they've got there, the trains and stuff. So, if my commute was like that, where I wasn't actually driving, but I was riding to work from something or whatever the case may be, sure, maybe. But I don't do that. It's not something we do here.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you. I think it's great to have that. I think it's a pretty awesome little device. And I think it will get better. I think the screen resolution will get better. Obviously, I mean, it all advances quite fast. So the next time they do this, when they revamp this or do a V2 or whatever the case may be, when they do it, if they do it,
yeah,
I would like to think they found it with this one, where it's like, sure, okay, we'll keep making these, but we'll see, because so far we don't have any example of that.
Yeah.
We have a few examples of Steam doing something, making a controller, making the streaming thing that they made, whatever it's called, big picture mode or something. I don't know what it was. Something where you could put it on your TV and you could play your computer from your TV. That, and they've dipped into VR as well, but they've never made a second generation of something they've already made before. And if you move into their game library, they've really never gone past, 2 versions of a game? Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 2.
Stuck on 2.
Portal 2. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, it's the game part's just a funny thing. But the technology part of things is like, if those weren't successful, then they're not going to continue to make them. If this is, then I would think that they would, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what kind of a Google they are. If they are that kind of a Google, where they make something and then they kill it. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm going to pass on that. $650, by the way. If you're looking for that 500 and some odd gigabyte, it's $650. I don't know what tax will be, but yeah, so it's up there. So just keep that in mind. And when I was looking at that price, like somebody said that you can find, you can better use for the money. Yeah, $650 would get me 2 very good monitors. Really good monitors.
Really?
Oh yeah. I've seen I bought the Dell one time. I bought the Dell for Wendy. I got her a brand new Dell monitor. It was really, really nice. And it was on sale for $300.
Curved?
No.
Okay.
The curved version, there was an LG which was close to that one, and it was curved, and I think it was $350. It was on sale as well. This was months and months ago, but I've seen that Dell drop again to $300, time and time again at Best Buy specifically. So, yeah,
plenty of uses then, I guess.
I mean, I think so. I really, really do. So, yeah, because I would like to upgrade my monitors as well. I also would like a drone. I know that's completely random. But yeah, I would like a drone. I would like some Lego sets. I'm throwing out all these things that $650, $700 could easily get me. And I'm like, there you go. If I'm just going to spend it on a Steam Deck, then I could get it something else.
Yeah.
Enough of this. We're done for this break.
In this segment.
This segment where we didn't talk about games at all. Steam Deck. I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad Matt's got his, and I'm glad he enjoys it.
You can see it in action, at least. Yeah.
I could. Well, I did, move through the menus. I thought it was really cool as a piece of tech, man. I'm really, it's really nice. I like it, but I just don't see myself using it. Now, I should say I've pre-ordered the highest tier on this thing. The lower tiers drop in price. I think the base price on this thing is $300. So one of those monitors. Whereas, that's fine. I think it's just, there are some differences. I don't know what kind, but I'm not really too worried about those. Yeah. We got music here from a game called Deliver Us the Moon, which I'm kind of interested in. I like the title. I'm not sure what kind of a game it is. I've heard about it. I probably have watched a video on it, and I'm just forgetting what that is, but... Deliver Us the Moon. It is called The Void Received is the name of the track. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from a game called Arcadegeddon. Name of the track is called Knuckle.
Free on PlayStation Plus.
It is. It's free on PlayStation Plus. Don't know anything about it.
Nope. It was just free, so put it in the library.
Exactly. That's how those things work, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think it was, let's see, Crash Bandicoot 4, Arcadegeddon, and I'm trying to think of the, Man of Medan, I think was on there.
Really?
Too.
Is that on there as well?
I think Man of Medan was free for PlayStation Plus members.
I'll have to look into that. I forget about it, man. I forget to, same with Game Pass. I mean, I go on Game Pass, but I forget to grab my games with gold and my PlayStation Plus,
Yeah.
Got to get them while they're there. That means you need to just sign in like once a month to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I mean, that's the thing. I haven't touched my PlayStation in a long time. What's the last time I played that? I guess it was I was doing the Uncharted stuff. Was the last time that I played that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, anyway. What do we just played through it's a fun illustration, free on Steam. The Looker, which is just a parody of The Witness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice. I watched, what is his name? Donkey, video game Donkey. I saw him play it. I watched him play it and in his video, and so, yeah. I feel like I've already played it because I watched him play it, and I feel like I wouldn't get as much fun as watching him play it as I got out of watching him play it. In other words, if I did it myself, it wouldn't be as fun. I guess. I don't know. It is a nice little distraction, though. I don't know if I ever did this, but if you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number, you can find us on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I even got into that spiel. I think we got the phone call, and that was it. Mm-hmm. We introduced ourselves, phone rang, boom, there we are. All right, so what do we have in the news this past week as far as gaming is concerned? Well, we're not getting Skate 4, we're just getting Skate. That's right, it's just called Skate. Mm-hmm. That's it. The new game is not a sequel, a remake, a reboot, or a remaster of the original Skate, but something new. We're in it for the long haul, said the developer, which is Full Circle Games, I guess. Added new gameplay content and gameplay elements to the game based on player feedback. It'll be a free-to-play game. Well, that's a sign of good things, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
That's always a great sign. It will be a free-to-play game. It is coming to Windows, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. No Switch, interestingly enough. Mm-hmm. EA and Full Circle announced with full cross-play and cross-progression. A mobile version of the game is also in development. Just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The developers did not announce a new window for any version of the game, only committing to when it is ready. Right? Yeah, Multel knows. That sounds like a games as service, not an actual game. Yeah, I know. You're getting the same thing. You're getting what we're throwing down here. It's not good. The developer said that yes, Skate will have microtransactions to fund its continued development, but said they will largely be cosmetic. That's interesting, because that's not saying that they will only be cosmetic. That just means that they'll largely be cosmetic. Mm-hmm. I am sure, like a lot of other EA properties, if you want to look at Need for Speed, even Burnout, a couple of others as well, they have, or in the past, they have had modes where it's like, hey, do you want to have everything unlocked and all your stuff here? Go ahead, pay this money, and we'll unlock all this stuff for you. You can grind in the game without paying anything, and you'll eventually get it unlocked. If you want to do that, you can. Or you can pay this much now and have everything open to you if you'd like to. Did you hear something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
It's like someone's truck dropped something.
I know, right? I don't know. Okay.
You'll be all right.
The only two people here. So, yeah. Let's see what else. The developer said, yeah, it'll have microtransactions. The team said it's looking to games like Apex Legends, also from EA, as inspiration for monetization. Except Apex Legends, as far as I know, does have only cosmetic things that you pay for. I could be wrong because I really haven't looked at the game in a long time. You can sign up to play test the game for a pre-alpha. I think somebody's in the building now. I think it's Terry. Maybe. It's a little early. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's fine. I'm sorry. We're the only ones here. We hear noises. We're like, okay, what's up? All right.
Halloween comes early.
This is not the kind of Halloween. Nuh-uh. I'm all about the haunted houses. Not this one. Nope. Yeah, so there you go. Skate. Games of service. This is the first time I'm reading about it. I mean, I had heard that it was going free to play, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. Of course, now that I'm looking at more of what it's offering, I'm like, this is not. I don't know. I'm looking at the comments now. Yeah, this I don't know. I'm still twitchy about free to play games. Like I get that Bungie Destiny is a free to play game, but the expansions you have to pay for. I feel like Destiny is a free to play game. Like I feel like there's two versions of it for me. Mm-hmm. There's the free to play version, which feels like if you're new to the game, that's what you're going to go to. And I feel like the stuff that I'm paying for that experience, or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a games as service type thing, even though I feel like that's probably exactly what it is. I don't spend money on the microtransactions. I just buy the expansions. Mm. So, I don't know. But it doesn't sound good. I never played any of the skate games anyway, so. Oh, boy. Speaking of skating, Tony Hawk, back in the news again. And not for the best of ways. You know, we already talked about the fact that they weren't going to do a Pro Skater 3 or 4 remake, and he was really disappointed about that. However, he's done a deal with a company called The Sandbox to create, and I'm quoting this, the biggest skate park in the metaverse. The park and the characters in it are chunky and blocky, very much like the sort of thing you'd see in Minecraft. It's not an issue in itself. Obviously, Minecraft is pretty popular, but it does run counter to Tony Hawk's promise that, quote, you have never seen skating like this. The lack of imagination is less disappointing than the fact that this venture is focused on NFTs. The digital thing, it serves as a nexus. This thing says it serves as a nexus between crime, financial collapse, and environmental catastrophe.
Yeah, crypto haven't been looking good these past few weeks.
No. Autograph will create Tony Hawk avatar NFTs based on Tony Hawk and his most iconic skateboards, equipment, and apparel, including the legendary skateboard Tony Hawk used to land the 900 at the X Games in 1999. The Sandbox will make these NFTs interoperable in its open metaverse, turning Autograph's high-fidelity avatars into 3D voxel versions that have in-game functionality for experiences, adding utility and value for their owners. This is horrible. Tony Hawk embodies the perseverance of constantly striving for improvement while never... I'm reading this press release. We share his passion for innovation, creativity, and the drive. God, do people know when they issue these things how that sounds? How do they know how they sound when they're putting out PR releases like this? Especially when it's coming from an NFT, man. This is funny to me. So yeah, the Sandbox, by the way, began life in 2012 as a 2D open world sandbox game. We say sandbox, by the way, for those listening who are only just have us on in the background, and are wondering what sandbox. That sounds like a kid's game. No, Sandbox is it's open for you to do whatever you want to do, basically. An open sandbox type of thing. Exactly. Here's a box of sand, now make anything you want to make. It's exactly the way they're talking about in video games as well. Here's the Sandbox version, go ahead, go nuts, have fun, make whatever you want. So yeah. It was for mobile devices, transitioned into a voxel-style 3D world after its 2008 acquisition by some other company. Part virtual real estate, part amusement park. Creators can monetize voxel assets and gaming experiences on the blockchain. That sounds horrible. It's done hundreds of previous deals with companies and individuals ranging from Warner Music and Gucci to The Walking Dead, Snoop Dogg, Atari, and Care Bears. Oh, what a roster.
You see that picture in the article too, right?
Which one are we talking about?
The one for the YouTube link.
Okay, I didn't know if you were talking about the one with Wesley Snipes, I think, with the gun. If you're talking about Tony Hawk Joins the Ride.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this imagery, and I'm like...
Well, let me hit play on that little video. It's only a minute long. And then I'm going to hit play and see what it shows me. Something that is heavily produced and not at all in-game content. It looks like Roblox. Oh, whoa, here's in-game content. Oh, you can create your own ramps. Well, that's great. Create your own skating challenge. This looks really cool. Shame they had to go screw it up with NFTs. That looks like crap. I'm not a fan of this voxel thing. As the people, maybe this is the thing. The characters are voxelated, but everything else is not. The skateboard, the character, that sort of thing, but the environment that you're in is not voxelated. I don't know. Oh God, Tony Hawk, you're old. I mean, I'm probably just as old as you, or if maybe older. No, you're older, but still, still trying to do the things with the kids. Said the guy who's on the radio talking about video games in his mid-40s.
Not a good look. Not a good look. Image-wise to me. I mean, I guess I'm just used to the skating games being as close to realistic as possible, not cartoony, so to speak.
Hey, Multal, feel free to jump into the Discord and talk to us if you want to, because I'm just going to read your text, your messages here. Even ignoring the NFT of how bad, awful scam they are, the characters look really bad, the animations look really bad, and super slow. Yeah, I don't know. I like the creation aspect. That whole sandbox aspect of it is really kind of cool. I love that you can create that stuff. Even though, given the choice, I never create anything. Like Super Mario Maker, for one thing. Hey, this is fantastic. You can make your own Mario levels. Did I ever do that? No. I just went to the not the marketplace, but I went online and found the most popular, levels that were built and downloaded those and had fun.
Yeah.
I would never sit there and try and make my own.
I think the last time I did something like that was Revolt. Kind of like RC Pro-Am. It was on the Dreamcast a while back.
You do your own track?
You can make your own track. Put your chicanes and turns and twists and all types of stuff in there. I had fun doing that. But that's the last time I did anything in terms of building a environment to use.
I think one of the only times I really did it was going way back when Halo 3 had the Forge, I think is what it was called, where you could design your multiplayer maps and stuff. I think that's what it was.
And in your case, when you said you got the pre-downloaded things for Mario Maker, I think I did that for PGA 2K21. There was some pre-made golf courses that people have made, like their local municipal course and things like that. And I just looked through it and saw what I could pick out and picked it out.
Man, there was this is going back a ways. Driver for the original PlayStation. Which I think was Atari.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it was Atari. Yeah, Driver San Francisco or whatever it's called. Driver. I don't think it had San Francisco on the end of it. It was Driver. Oh man. So I had some Game Genie codes that I would use on it.
What was Driver? Was it Driver Speedboat, Driver San Francisco, Driver Renegade, LA Undercover, Driver 76, Parallel Lines? Huh.
It may have been Driver San Francisco then, but yeah.
2011.
That seems, that's PlayStation. Yeah. Is that when it released? 1999.
Oh, the one you had? Okay.
Yeah.
The original, 99.
This is the original. The original. The best thing about that, and we were talking about creating, so I can't remember how I would do it, but you would play it, and then you'd go back and watch your replay. And then because you had the ability to put cameras wherever you wanted to put cameras. Like they had the one that was like the old style of on the side of the car where you're watching the wheel move and the car turn and all that stuff.
Oh, like Daytona USA, they had a camera like that.
But you could place that. Like anytime when you go back to watch the replay, you could set what camera you want because you could build a movie. You could build like, here's the beginning, here's the end. I'm going to edit this part out. No. He's going to jump here and then he's going to land over here. Because you would take it. I would do the whole thing where the car comes towards the camera, goes through, and then the next shot would be the car coming over the camera going as it lands because it was doing a jump. San Francisco, a lot of hills. And so it would make jumps. And I did all this stuff, and I would save them to my memory card. Oh, man, I had the best time just creating little mini movies with Driver.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, Driver, you are the wheel man. Yeah, that's what it was. And I had hoped that they were going to do that with previous games. They never really got back to it. Maybe Parallel Lines, I can't remember, or Stuntman Ignition, I think, was their next one that they did from Reflections. GT Interactive, Reflections Interactive. So yeah, that was fun sandbox right there. That was a lot of fun to make that. And with Game Genie, I could do this thing where the gravity was different. Like I could change how gravity worked in the world, and so your jumps really got some great air,
floaty jumps.
Yeah. Or when you were turning a corner, like your car could weigh whatever you wanted the car, but you can make other cars weigh differently. And so when you were hanging a corner, man, you could totally do that whole thing where the back end comes around, that sort of thing. But when the police who were chasing you tried to do that because the gravity was less for them, they would hook it and then start flipping and rolling and going. And it just made for some really great scenes because you only could focus on your car, but you could tell it, so you could only place the camera in relation to wherever your car is. And so your car might be in the shot for just a little bit, but you want to get that shot of where the police car flips and rolls and turns and everything else. And so you'd put the camera in as it goes, and then you'd be waiting, what's going to happen? And then there comes a car just right in front of the camera, flipping and turning and stuff. It's just great. It's great. It was my pre-burnout fun of car carnage.
Yeah.
It's, I guess the best way to put it. Carnage.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough of reminiscing. We will come back in just a moment. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I got plenty of news to talk about. This comes from The Sims 2. A friend of mine, Dave, he's been on the show. His wife hit me up about computer. She wanted to play The Sims. I don't know which version, Sims 4, Sims 2, whatever. I don't know what the Sims, I have no idea where they're at in Sims life. I don't know, I don't follow it enough. But was sending me some specs about computers, like, hey, is this good to run? And I was like, it is, but I think with that kind of money, you can probably get something better if you build it. Sure enough, though, something better came along, and it was also a pre-built during Prime Day.
Okay.
So she hit me up, I think, over the weekend, maybe. I can't remember. Middle of the week or whatever, and then Prime Day hit, and it was like, oh, here's a good deal. So I don't know what she went with, but she was doing it because she wanted to play The Sims. And I said, well, all right, that's fine. The computer you want to buy is perfectly fine to play The Sims on. You will be fine. But what happens if you start playing The Sims and then you see something else and you're like, hey, I think I want to do that. Your computer's not going to be able to do it. Probably, depending on what it is.
Yep.
So maybe get this instead. So hopefully I swayed her, but I have no idea if that's what she's going to do or not. So anyway, that's why I got music here from The Sims 2. It's their main theme. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from a game called Hocus Pocus. It's the menu theme for it. I don't know how old the game is, but there you go. So I typed in driver video game movie mode, and I found some article from SkodaMotorsport.com where a movie chase inspires a video game, and they're going through, I guess this is the PC version. I forgot how bad it really looks, but back in the day, man, that looked really cool. Mm-hmm. I can't even remember the object of the game. I just remember having the cars were kind of floaty. Oh, God, I'm watching it now. That's bringing back some memories. I'd flip my computer around and show it to you, but then I'd probably lose power.
Yep.
My power cord on the laptop is dying a very slow death. By the way, I'm watching video here. Parking meters are like paper. Trees are the strongest thing known to man in this video game. Light poles made out of the same thing the trees are.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one right there. The car. Oh, that was good. So like he's going down a hill and he turns around and starts going back up. And as he's going back up, the police car comes over the hill, jumps right over him as he's going under him. Oh man, now he's got the film director. Go into the go to film director. You do what I tell you to do, video game. Person playing video game. There's parallel lines. You know what? I'm going to have to do some Googling, because if I can find this on... And I know it's on PC, but if I can somehow find this to get it back to where I want it and kind of mess around with it and have some fun with it,
yeah,
I might show some stuff off. I'm going to have to do some Googling. Oh, I also read about the Steam Deck that there's plenty of like emulation capabilities on there.
Yeah.
Some old PlayStation and even PlayStation 3 games that you could play on there. I say old PlayStation, but I mean that generation of games. Yeah. Not just PlayStation versions. So, yeah, I'm still not gonna jump into that pool, but yeah, no, it's not tempting me. Stop it. Let's go back to the news. We did the Tony Hawk thing. The PC market, it said it's declined at its fastest rate in years, said a report. I don't know why that is, or maybe I suppose I could read the article and figure it out. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. Now I know why. The pandemic caused a boom of the PC thing because people started working from home and needed computers. And now that that's going away, there's a decline, because you're going to always have that, man. And trust me, when something like that happens during the pandemic, Nintendo, they couldn't keep Switches on the shelf.
Yeah, they couldn't.
During the pandemic. So their sales numbers looked really, really good for the year of 2020. Which means they're going to compare those to 2021, and they're not going to be as good, because there was a reason people were doing that then, and now there's not anymore. And then as the years go, less and less and less. So yeah, I mean, that's just going to happen. I don't necessarily think the PC market has actually declined. Yeah, from the surge that we had in 2020, sure.
Yeah.
But more than likely, it's back down to where it is.
Yeah.
Or where it used to be, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure. Again, I haven't read the article, so that's just me throwing out information that I don't have. That is right from some link sharing, etc. Point out some good ones. Here, let me find that article again, and I will throw that into the. I'll throw that in the chat room if I can find it. There it is. When a movie chase becomes a video game. This was an article that was written back in 2018. So yeah. And there's a number of different videos. They show off Driver, and then they show, which is a PC game from 99. Then they show off Driver 2. Then they show off Driver Parallel Lines. Okay. Now I'm looking at the other stuff, too. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to do some Googling. Googling. Is that the word? Is it Googling or is it Googling?
Research.
I don't know. Research. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. Sony's thinking about doing. You're at the next article already. I see the PlayStation rewards. Are you reading up on that?
I was looking at it, man. It was like some motivation for get platinum trophies or something like that. But I just got to the part where the dude was like constantly saying over and over again,
"This is not NFTs.
This is not NFTs. Definitely not. You can trade them or sell them. It is not leveraging any blockchain technologies, and definitely not NFTs." And the dude says, "One more time, and I'll believe you."
Yeah, you can't trade them or sell them. It's
This is definitely not NFTs.
It's fine. I thought they had talked about doing this not too long ago. Back in PlayStation 4 days, I thought they had something that they were trying to implement that was a rewards-based system on what you accomplish in the game.
Yeah. I keep thinking of Steam when I see that. 'Cause like you did this in Team Fortress 2 and you get this thing or something or whatever. But
right.
Yeah.
Microsoft has something like that. So Microsoft has their Microsoft Rewards points, which is not necessarily an Xbox thing. It's a whole Microsoft thing, which covers everything. Daily, every single day, one of the first things I do in the mornings when I sit at the computer is there's these 3 things that Microsoft offers you. All you have to really do is click on them and you get the points. And as you do 3, that counts as a streak of the day. And then, you get your streak going.
So a daily check-in.
Yeah. And it's giving you all of these points, which I have not done anything with, but I can turn them into Xbox Live subscriptions or a gift card through the marketplace or something like that. I can do all this stuff with them. I haven't done anything. I'm sort of just banking the points.
Yeah.
But they've implemented that aspect of the rewards, Microsoft Rewards, into the Xbox, and you can go to your dashboard on your Xbox, and you can see where your reward systems are. And if you play a game on Game Pass, you earn points. If you get an achievement, and they have a bunch of different things, and then they tell you, here's a bunch of different things. Get 3 mid-grade achievements from 3 different games or something like that, and you get something. It's a little incentive. I don't ever pay attention to it because usually it's tied into what they want to promote.
Yeah.
So when Forza Horizon 5 or Forza whatever it was, when Forza Horizon released, they had a lot of challenges that you could do through that game to get points with. Sure, I did that. But then there was also, oh God, what was that one? It was a scary game made by the Bloober team. The woman who's like a psychic, and there's 2 different versions, and I can't remember the name of the game. Anyway, that had just released on Game Pass, and they had a few achievements for that, and I played through it. I didn't play through the entire game, but I played most of it, and yeah, I earned some points off of doing that. So that's what that sounds like to me. And sure, go ahead. Yeah. It's one of those things where it happens when you're not planning it to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these things, it's a lot of it's like what I do in Destiny. I look at what my goals are, and I'm like, okay, well, just playing normally is going to get me there.
Yeah. I
could speed it up by focusing on that if I want to, or I could just play the game normally, and I'll eventually hit those milestones. So yeah, there's that aspect to it as well. So yeah, Nintendo does have points. I often forget that they do because you only earn those points, I think, if you buy through Nintendo. Like if I go buy the game at a retail place, I don't think I do. I don't know. But it seems a lot more convenient to buy it through the Nintendo store digitally, and you get the points that way. There may be a way to redeem if you bought physically. I don't think there is, though.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. So yeah, I've got the gold points and I said the gold coins and the platinum coins, not points. They're coins. Because it's Nintendo, right? And that's what they have in their Mario games, coins. So that's what they're going to have. Speaking of Nintendo, they bought an animation studio, which seems like it's overdue, I would think, for them. This is something I think they should have done a long time ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As family, kid-friendly as Nintendo's name has been, for them not to own or be involved with animation projects for their properties, it seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
For them to have already...
I'm trying to remember what they've done before. I mean, all the movies was like some third party making...
It's all been licensed out. Yeah, exactly.
Licensed out, yeah.
it's never been something that they've really been involved with, or maybe they have. That Super Mario Brothers movie really killed it for them when that released. Because I think that was going to be not necessarily their big break, but it was a big thing, and then it didn't. It failed so hard, so hard. They were better off with the TV aspects. Super Show, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Brothers 3, The Adventures of Link, or whatever it was. Captain N, the Game Master.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That worked much better, I think, for them. Television. But yeah, they should be doing this. The fact that they've got that Mario Brothers movie from the Minion people. Illumination.
Okay, yeah.
Illumination Studios. The one with Chris Pratt as Mario for some reason. So yeah, it's called Dynamo Pictures. It's a company that plans and produces visual content. Nintendo has decided to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares of Dynamo Pictures and make it a wholly owned subsidiary to strengthen the planning and production structure of visual content in the Nintendo Group. It is expected to close on October 3rd of this year. Speaking of closing, yesterday it was official that Sony now owns Bungie.
Bungie, yeah.
So Destiny 2 is now a Sony property, and it is now official. Does that make it crap? Nope. Some would say it already was. To be fair, I throw a lot of whatever at Destiny or Bungie themselves. Bungie is a great company. They're a fantastic company. They recently did they do a news post every Thursday, kind of like a state of the game sort of thing. Tell you what's been going on the past week and that sort of thing. And it wasn't this past one; it was the one last week where they talked about they were involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it was this kid, and he didn't want to be immortalized, although they did it themselves, put him in the game. He wanted his dog to be immortalized. Mm-hmm. And so they made a thing for his dog. They made a plushie you can buy, a little bitty plushie you can buy off the store with all the money going not to Bungie, but going back into something else. Mm-hmm. And then they made an emote. It's a something where the dog's there and you just pet the dog.
Yeah.
Emote. And every bit of money because it's not something you can buy with the in-game currency. You have to buy it with physical, actual money. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what the price is. I think it's like $5. Whatever 1,000 silver is in the game. I don't know what that translates to. But yeah, all that money that you spend there goes directly into not the Bungie Foundation, which is their charity stuff that they do.
Yeah.
In fact, everything that they sell on their store, a percentage of it goes into the Bungie Foundation, if not all of it. Some things, all of it goes into, and then there's some that just a portion of it. But everything that they do sell, a portion of that goes into the Bungie Foundation. So, no, Bungie is a fantastic company. Wonderful, wonderful, just one of those feel-good type companies. And I know I'm talking about a business here, but everything that they have shown has shown me that they are compassionate and whatever. Now, I suppose I should talk to some developers like, yeah, we go through crunch so much and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Nobody's speaking out against that. So that's good. I don't know if they're allowed to. Mm-hmm. But it seems like if Bungie is so progressive as they are, then people would, if there was another side to that, people would try and expose that, I would think. If they could, but so far I have been nothing but proud of playing a game that Bungie has made. I really, really am. Lately, especially, been very proud of that fact. So I don't put anything on that. I do put on the fact that is all the game that I play. It seems to be the only game I ever play, and I keep grinding. And to tell you what I do in this game, you would say, didn't you do that before? And I would say yes, and have an excuse as to why I'm doing it again. That would make no sense to you whatsoever.
You enjoy it.
So I get it.
It's like me with the Souls games. Why do I strive to keep going? Why do I keep striving to go to New Game Plus 7?
That's you.
Because
this is you.
It's entertaining to me.
Like, you have always been our he plays those really hard games. He likes playing hard games, or he likes, how's the difficult, like everything was all a difficulty thing for you.
Yeah.
Whenever a new game would come out, or if I ever saw a game and I'm like, I bet RJ would like that, but I better check the difficulty on it, because if it's not difficult, he's not going to like it. If he's not having, then again, I don't know if you have a hard time. Does having a hard time make a difficult game for you? What makes a difficult game for you?
A difficult game?
Yeah. That
Harsh
you
but
enjoy.
fair. Harsh but fair.
Okay.
If it's something that
Find
if it's a-
somebody
if
who
it's a-
tells
if
me
it's a
that-
challenge- if it's a challenging aspect of the game, and it is a possible way to do it, and if you don't like BS me out of it,
Right.
It's that's going to be that's going to be the challenge for me. Can
See,
I
a game-
get this with the tools can I get this challenge done with the tools that I have,
Right.
and not get cheated out of it, but kind of
A game that is harsh, sure.
harsh but fair. Yeah.
Well, then let's take those separately for the moment.
Okay.
For the moment, harsh but fair. Harsh games exist all over the place.
Right.
Plenty of them. Fair games, not so much, but they're out there. Harsh and fair. I think both of those are defined by the player. Is this game harsh? Is it fair? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because there are people who would argue with you, depending on what game you say is harsh and fair, who would argue, and you could name any game.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter what you say. There's going to be somebody who says, that's not my experience. That game is actually not fair. And I'll tell you why, and they'll give you some example of what happened to them. And you could probably write that example off of saying, well, you didn't duck in time, or you didn't do this, or something like that, whatever the case may be. You'd have a defense for it, or not even just a defense, but you would have your reasonings as to why you think that is and why they think it is anyway. Your level of what you consider harsh and what you consider harsh is what I consider, I don't touch it. Like you're on that mode that's unlocked after the game, that difficulty mode that's unlocked after you beat it, while I'm on like the second option.
Yeah.
Not the one, not the baby face like they did in Doom with a little dude wearing his little binky.
Yeah.
But the one where it's like, here you go, it's the regular difficulty, just go and play. You don't like that.
No, I've been told before there were certain games that I would like play for fun. That kind of like turn your brain off and just play for fun, whatever.
Yeah.
One of them was Ghouls and Ghosts, Capcom.
I don't know about that.
Arthur. Yeah, it was surprising to me because they were having such a
That's
hard
a hard
time.
game.
They were having such a hard time with the game, but it was the one
It's a hard game.
it's a hard game. To you, it's a hard
It's
game.
a hard game.
It's a fun game.
Don't
to
you?
me.
You only get like hit twice, right?
Yeah, Arthur gets hit once, he loses his armor. He gets hit again without his armor, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I played on the Genesis back in the day, Ghouls and Ghosts. Had a good time with that one. Now, the one before that, I think was Ghosts and Goblins. I don't think I've played that, but from what I've talked to from folks about it, that's harder than Ghouls and Ghosts. The
Maybe,
one that
I don't
was
know.
playing. Maybe so, but I haven't got a chance to play it. But that game in particular, people were saying, how could you have fun with that? That's a difficult, challenging game. Another one, Ikaruga, vert shooter. It's bullet hell type of game.
Yeah.
Which had the little twist of switching polarities, light side or dark side, depending on the bullets on the screen. That was a fun game for me, having fun playing that. And the same responses I got with Ghouls and Ghosts. How can you have fun with that? That's a difficult, challenging game. Look, to each his own.
Yeah.
And those are the type of games I like, and I've been playing that way ever since. Fighting games. It's just you against the opponent. That's it.
You prefer a human opponent on that?
A human opponent because it's a different level of thinking.
More so than you do on
the as opposed to the AI. And so you against the other player, whoever has a better skill wins.
See, the interesting thing about that is, though, I hate the PvP aspect of Destiny.
Yeah,
I play it because I need to and that sort of thing, but I hate the.
I'm not a fan of the PvP.
I ain't good at it.
I'm not a fan of the PvP for the Soul series. I'd rather assist with difficult areas or bosses than compete. But some folks have builds specifically for taking out other players. I mean, there's benefits for that, sure, but I don't see myself going into that route. It's just something I don't enjoy.
I was trying to think of difficult, harsh but fair, right?
Yeah.
1988, 1989, maybe.
Okay.
Konami. I think it's Konami. Top Gun.
Landing, right, on the carrier?
Landing on the carrier, I was actually... So there's two aspects. So
Yeah.
the first level has you flying, you do the thing, you shoot stuff, you do it, and then it's like, okay, now you got to land on the carrier.
Right.
That took some time to figure that out and get it down.
Yeah.
If I was good enough, lucky enough, whatever the case may be, to land it, then I had to go to level 2, which was a lot like level 1, but longer, with a mid-air refuel halfway between it. Never. The game ends at level 2 for me, because I can never get past the mid-air refueling. As a kid, I never could.
What was the aspect of it? Did you have to lock on?
You had to line up to the thing and lock up and keep your speed or whatever, and I just never could do it. Maybe I could do it now. Maybe I'm better at coordinating something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. But as far as I know, it was not good. I was bad at it. I was very bad at it. And that was very harsh, with no fairness for me.
Harsh.
It felt very unfair. Very unfair, to the point that I was like, I can't play that game. Because all I'll ever get is the first level, if that, and I won't get past the mid-air refueling in the second. Just won't happen. Just will not happen. So, all right, we're going to take a break again, and we've got music here from a game called Eternal Hope. I'm not familiar with that or where I got it from. This is called Cause and Fate. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from a game called Eyes in the Dark. The title of this is called Sharp Things. Yeah. I was looking up more stuff about Driver. It came out on PC. Wonder if it's on Good Old Games, maybe? Wait a second. Hold up. It is.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It's on GOG, I believe. Hang on. Well. Oh, wait. This is community wish list. Maybe it's not. Oh, it's not. It's on the community wish list.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. I don't know why that music's still going. Sorry. There are a couple of driver games on the GOG, but apparently not the first one. Yeah, Parallel Lines is out there. Let's see if there's a whole... Ubisoft. I didn't know Ubisoft was the publisher for it. I don't think they were at the time. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some digging, see what I can find out. So, what else do we have? Shredder's Revenge sold 1 million copies in a single week. That game is doing great.
Yep.
And I'm happy for it. Maybe that means we'll get something more from... I mean, the studio behind it's a great studio.
Yeah.
And loves doing that. So, I mean, maybe we get something else.
In fact, their limited edition is still available till the 24th, I think, this month. Yeah.
I think we get the Cowabunga collection later this year or later this summer, maybe, which is the one that has all of the old, like every single Ninja Turtle game packed into one thing, except for Shredder's Revenge or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, did you Google? You got a release date?
I'm looking it up now. That just says 2022. Planned release date 2022. Yeah. On Steam, anyway.
That'd be sooner than that.
Let's see.
I thought we were closer to the release.
Let's see. The arcade, Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Turtles 2, the arcade, Manhattan Project Tournament Fighters. Number 4.
Yeah.
Hyperstone Heist.
It's like 13 games.
It's like 13 games. It was like different versions of the same ones on some of my things.
Yeah, there's that too. They threw, like, it's one of those things where they threw the kitchen sink in. It's like, here's everything. Let's see what we got. Bayonetta 3 got a release date. Sometime in October, I believe, right?
Late October, I think.
Late October? Yeah. And there is, rumor about them releasing the first game again?
I haven't heard of that.
A standalone. In other words, I don't think the first game ever released on the Switch. It's available because it came with, when I got Bayonetta 2, the special edition, which was the EU version or whatever, it was still able to, I could download the first game as a download. Yeah. But I think they're going to do either a physical release or get it released so that it was, let's see.
Yeah, the latest one I got was the Bayonetta Vanquish.
There it is. The original Bayonetta will get a standalone physical release on Switch on September 30th.
Yeah.
Nintendo says a limited number of Bayonetta physical copies will launch at select retailers and through the My Nintendo store for $30. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like I was saying, when I got the Bayonetta Vanquish pack, that was the last version of Bayonetta I got.
What was the Vanquish? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Bayonetta Vanquish pack, yeah.
Yep.
Which I'm really surprised they haven't done nothing else with that.
Not with Vanquish. They haven't touched it. No,
that was like one of those.
That's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's one of the best examples I can give of a sleeper title, a very good game that no one really hears about.
Yeah.
A
lot of sliding in that game.
Yeah, sliding, but which works.
Oh, of course,
it helps.
You
a lot
have
in
to.
That game.
You have to.
Yeah. Unless you want to get stepped on or blown up, you better slide out of trouble as soon as you can. Yeah.
Twitter collected data on some of the most talked about games on Twitter during the first half of 2022. And here is the most tweeted about titles. The top countries tweeting most about video games. The number one country tweeting the most about gaming is Japan. That makes sense. The second is the United States. Let's see what we got. Twitter shared the information that we're the most tweeted about games globally of 2022 so far. Genshin Impact was number one. Is it Genshin or Genshin? Genshin Impact. It was number one. Number two is Wordle. I guess they threw that in there. It's a game. They talked about it. Wordle.
Talked about, yeah. Because there's always something on your line about sharing the accomplishment of, hey, I got the Wordle today. So, something like that. So, yeah.
Ensemble Stars. I don't know what that is, but that's number 3.
That's a mobile game.
Yeah, probably. Final Fantasy is number 4. Project Sakai, number 5. Apex Legends, number 6. Elden Ring, number 7. Fate Grand Order. I don't know what that is.
Fate Grand Order.
Number 8.
Anime, manga.
Yeah,
thing,
probably.
Yeah.
Valorant was number 9, and number 10 was The Legend of Zelda. Mm-hmm. Twitter also assessed which communities and spaces on the platform have been most engaging for the gaming community. The top 3 most listened to spaces were, let's see, number 3 was, some kind of talking, like podcast type thing. Summer Game Fest plans were talked about. That was number 2. And the number 1 thing was Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard. Mm. Yeah. The 5 most engaging gaming communities on the platform have been Retro Gaming is number 1, Splatoon number 2, Xbox community number 3, Valorant number 4, and Counter-Strike number 5. Thought I was going to get some more. I should really look at the articles before I throw them into the article list. And maybe read them. It was worth bringing up before they went ahead and changed it, but that Assassin's Creed Liberation game that originally only came out for the Vita. Mm-hmm. It was the pack-in for your Vita. It was like a brand new Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
And it was the only way you could play it until they released it on PC. Mm-hmm. But there was this thing about it getting delisted, and you would no longer have access to it.
Yeah, there's something about...
even if you bought it, you would have no access to it.
I was hearing something about some Ubisoft games being like, you're losing your games.
Yeah.
For some reason.
What
was the reason for that anyway?
Well, I don't know, but they've backpedaled on that. You will be able, if you own it, you'll be able to access it.
So there was enough negative fallout to say, we got to.
I suppose that, or it was just a strange little situation where they said the wrong thing and meant something else. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Last week, Ubisoft announced it was axing over a dozen games, online DLC, and multiplayer servers later this year. That was on the top of nearly 100 Ubisoft games that have already lost online content. Now the Far Cry makers revealed that this mass decommissioning of content reaches even further, including access to an entire single-player game that they already own. Ubisoft clarified in a statement to Kotaku that current owners of decommissioned games will still be able to access, play, or re-download them. This would include Assassin's Creed Liberation. The company said that only DLC and online features will be affected, and that it's working to update this information across all storefronts, but didn't clarify why the single-player game was still being delisted from Valve's storefront. Yeah. So that was it. Yeah. But yeah, you will have access to it. Maybe not the DLC, which I don't remember DLC for that game, but I'm sure it had it. It was Ubisoft. Supermassive Games. The folks who do the Dark Pictures anthology, the folks who do Man of Medan and The Quarry and Until Dawn and all of those great games has been bought. Oddly enough, by a Danish firm that makes films. Nordisk Games. Or I thought it made films. Maybe I'm thinking, let's see. Nordisk Games, part of the Supermassive. It's been a little over a year since Nordisk Games has made an initial investment in Supermassive Games and our vision of the future. Yeah, so they're buying that. Mm-hmm.
So they also own Avalanche Studio and Mercury Steam.
Yeah, you know what? I'm reading in this, though, the next game from Supermassive is called The Devil in Me, and it's supposed to launch sometime this fall. And it says...
I was about to ask, is that the finale of the...
that's what it is. It says this entry will serve as the finale of the horror anthology's first season. Although trademarked evidence points to plenty of future games already in the pipeline. So, yeah.
I think it was that 4 or 5 titles in that series now?
4.
Okay.
4 in the Dark Pictures anthology, but I don't know if Quarry is...
I want to say it's not. I want to say not because
Until
Dawn isn't.
Until Dawn isn't part of that.
Not, so
it's Man of Medan, and then Little Hope.
Let's see.
Ashes, I think is what it's called. Ashes, is that the?
Yeah.
And then The Devil in Me.
Yeah. House of Little Hope. Yeah, Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes,
The Devil in Me. Those are the four.
So those are the four.
Yeah, so The Quarry and Until Dawn kind of stand out from that.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is that this company, this team, they are the most impressive with. You know how when you're driving along on road work and stuff, and you're like, man, if they had gotten these people who put up a Chick-fil-A in 3 days to do this, we'd be done now, right? Mm-hmm. Supermassive is that type of studio. It feels like they're that type of studio where it's like you're making at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. We had The Quarry this year, and we're getting The Devil in Me later on. Mm-hmm. Where do you find the time to make these things?
Yeah.
Are they that easy to make? It doesn't seem like it.
No.
Somebody's got to write the story, and then also write the variants of how the story's going to play out. Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, they've built some sort of engine, and by engine I mean like a development tool for the game, where they can just input things and say, okay, you can figure out what happens when these factors change, rather than write it in the story. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just seems like something that they're just cranking out, man. Mm-hmm. And they're not bad.
No.
They don't get bad reviews. It got dark in here, didn't it? I think that light went out.
Yeah. maybe it's just a thing about two's talent and planning. That maybe the combination.
I don't know, man. It's really impressive. Mm-hmm. It really, really is impressive how well, or just how quickly and how well they throw out these games. Although I haven't played anything past Until Dawn. Mm-hmm. So I can't speak to how well they are, but I've heard and read and said, plenty of people.
I think I got like two of them. I don't believe I have House of. I'm gonna have to look. I think I got.
Well, if you got two, then you're missing House of Ashes and
House and
Devil in Me.
Devil in Me, of course. Yeah.
So, let's see. Oh boy, there's a lot of NFTs, isn't there? We were talking about the GameStop, which is your local video game store here. The boss celebrated their NFT marketplace just days after laying people off. There was a story from last week that we didn't get into, but there was a massive culling of GameStop. And when I say employees, I mean they are employed by GameStop, but it wasn't like your folks here at the local shop. Mm-hmm. It was more higher up on the executive levels.
Corporate layoffs.
Yeah, corporate stuff that was getting that were getting laid off and just kind of spiraling. And then the boss celebrates what he called the NFT marketplace days. Let go of the NFT thing. And then the next story is about a game that the YouTuber is making that is NFT based. Now, I will say what they're saying here on this game from Dr. Disrespect. It says NFT game is charging players to playtest. Basically, he's got a lot of developers from previous games. In fact, there's a guy on here who we've had on the show before. Mm-hmm. The dude from Infinity Ward, Robert something, and I've forgotten his name. I mean, it's in the article. And I'm trying to find out where it is. Where is it? Robert, not Robert Ward. What is it? Robert Bowling. That's who it is. Yeah. Robert Bowling. He was originally from Infinity Ward, one of the main guys from there. One of the original members of Infinity Ward. So he's on it. There's some other people who have made some other games, Gears of War 3, that sort of thing. There's plenty of people, some really good talent behind whatever this game is going to be. But you are going to... They have, I don't know how many NFT tokens, and they're all $50 a piece. So you buy that, you get access into the game. I have no idea how it works beyond that, other than the fact that you buy the NFT or whatever. Anyway, you get into the game, you play test it, and then they'll release a level every 6 weeks or something like that. They release a chunk of the game every 6 weeks, and then you play the game, and then you give input back to them, and then they do whatever, and then it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So one of the comments said, well, how is that different from just early access where you pay to play the game?
Right.
The early access part, like this is really early access for whatever this game is. It's some kind of shooter or whatever, but, I don't jump into the early access games. I've gotten codes for games that are in early access, sure, but I rarely buy into the early access type stuff. For me, it's about what am I getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's something like a single-player game, If I burn through your early access, I'm not going to come back when you've fixed all the problems or you've enhanced everything. I would rather play it at its final state, or at least its near final state, rather than at its building state.
Yeah.
But
first impressions are everything, man. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know what the difference might be and what they're offering and then what a early access type game is offering. I'm not sure. I've never really dipped into the early access type of thing. I just haven't. Yeah. And even if I've had access to it from getting game codes from publishers or something like that, I've never used it to give feedback. You know what I'm saying? I've never used it to reach out to a dev and say, "Hey, I played this, and like you should change this, or you should make this, or we should do something different here," or something. I've never used that opportunity. Really feeling like, mostly feeling like they probably already have plenty of people telling them this. Mm-hmm. If I've seen it, other people have seen it, so they probably know about it. I mean, that's a horrible assumption to make because maybe they don't, but still. I don't know. I don't know what the difference would be. If you attach an NFT to it, I walk away. You know, and that's not what an early access game feels like. If I buy an early access game, I don't feel like I'm buying an NFT. I feel like I'm buying the game. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what this NFT thing is. I know I'm not a QA tester. I know it's not my job. But isn't that how early access works? Aren't you buying a game to play test it? Or is that a situation where it's a game that they're going to play test anyways, but they're going to offer it to you now if you would like to play it and be a part of that? But you still have to buy into it to do that. So I feel like it's the same thing. Yeah, I know. But you put an NFT in it, I don't really care anymore.
I think nowadays you throw NFT on anything, the red flags start going.
Oh, no, totally. So, yeah. No. Let's see. And what else we have? Blizzard and Heroes of the Storm. I don't know what that is, but apparently it is done.
Gave up on it.
Seems to be.
Kind of like Rockstar gave up on Red
Dead Online.
Red Dead Online, yeah.
The latest update on the Heroes of the Storm blog has announced the 7-year-old MOBA will no longer be receiving new content, though free hero rotations and balance patches will continue. Moving forward, we will support heroes in a manner similar to our other long-standing games, StarCraft and StarCraft II. In the future, we'll continue seasonal roles and hero rotations, and while the in-game shop will remain operational, there are no plans for new for-purchase content to be added. Future patches will primarily focus on client sustainability and bug fixing, with balance updates coming as needed. So that is done. Yeah, so that's it. Which also brings us to the end of the show. We're done. I'm going to go home, and I am going to edit video. And then I am going to kill the boss at the end of the raid, because we got a boss checkpoint. And see if I can get the exotic to drop. I think it's a pulse rifle. I can't remember. But if it will drop, it has not yet. So, you know.
I'm sorry. I got my hopes up. I thought I was thinking scout rifle. You said pulse rifle.
Yeah, I said pulse. It could be a scout. I don't know. It could be auto. I can't remember. It just hasn't dropped for me yet. So I'll run the boss this week. And if it doesn't drop, then I'll run the boss next week. And just keep doing it until it drops. And then that's it. So. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'll do. Or maybe I'll fire up Cartel. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up driver stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up driver stuff. Hey, thanks everybody who joined us in the chat room and everybody who hung out with us. Thanks, Chris, for calling in. Who do we have in the chat room here? Another TV viewer, a service stop, Bama Brian, 17, Commander Root, Drunk Degenerates, Evan, 04111, Lethal Migraine, Lurks, Moltal, Roxy, I guess. Yeah. And then Violet's TV as well. So thank you, everybody in the chat room. Thank everybody for listening. We really do appreciate it. I know some of this stuff is like, what are they talking about today? For some of the listeners that I meet here locally. Yeah. I listen to your show. I don't understand a word you're saying, but I listen to your show.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you got passion. I
right.
Like that.
So thank you. Thank you to those folks who listen. And tell me that you don't know anything about it, but you do listen to it and enjoy listening to it. I thank you. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. Let's go out with some music here. Last week, I think it was last week, it might have been the week before we took a vacation, I played some just banging music from the old Commodore 64, I think, or no, was it an NES title or Super Nintendo title?
I think it was earlier than that.
It was 8-bit. It was 8-bit. The guy was working with 8-bit and was just going nuts. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I played the music from like the Game Boy version of a RoboCop game.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. I remember that.
Which again, I thought Nintendo moved away from, we relate Nintendo to being like a family-friendly thing, but having a RoboCop game on your console, your portable Game Boy console,
there's some violence going on.
That's a lot of violence in that movie for you to kind of turn that into a, but then you're weary about like, we don't do the horrible things on our, but you license from not horrible movies, but some really adult entertainment, basically, which is really good entertainment. I mean, RoboCop is that's fantastic. Anyway, this comes from the Commodore 64 video game version of RoboCop 3. So that's what we're going to leave you on. You guys have a great week. We will see you next Saturday.